Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. This final regular season homestand continues. The Cubs trying to avoid their first three-game losing streak of the second half as they host the Cincinnati Reds. And welcome to Cubs baseball. Jim DeShays and Len Casper with you. Cubs have dropped 2 in a row and 3 of 4 to start this homestand. They welcome in a Reds team they've taken care of this year. And Jason Hammel pitching tonight in this ballpark. It usually works out very well.
Oh my goodness, has he been good here at Wrigley Field. Second best home ERA in all of baseball, trailing his teammate Kyle Hendricks. 13 starts here, 9-1 with a 177. And check out since the All-Star break, 6 home starts, 6-0 with an 069. His last 4 here, he's allowed just 1 earned run for a 0.35 earned run average.
Our Lowe's home field advantage, and the Cubs will face a right-hander named Tim Adelman for the Reds. Well, coming up, Chris Bryant will try to continue what he's done all season long, and that is bludgeon Reds pitching. We'll have the first pitch and all the action from beautiful Wrigley Field next.
A Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. A little earlier today, Kyle Schwarber continues to rehab after major knee surgery. Playing catch on the field, moving well, and hopes to be at full strength come spring training 2017. And as the Cubs are playing the team he rooted for growing up in Ohio, he brings out the lineup card. Jim Riggleman, former Cubs manager, representing the Reds tonight. He is Brian Price's bench coach. It's hot, wind blowing out. Doesn't feel like September 19th, does it? More like July or August 19th.
It's swampy. It's muggy. Uncomfortable. Eat your potato chips. Stay away from the cramps. Stay hydrated. And keep the ball down. I was watching BP today. The pitchers were going off the board.
So the Cubs take the field behind the veteran right-hander Jason Hammel. And let's check in on the Reds Southwest starting lineup. Hammel will face Reds right in the middle of the pack in the National League. 4.42 runs per game. They're dealing with some injuries. Cozart's been out a bit with some knee soreness. Jose Peraza at short. Hernan Iribarren in center. Billy Hamilton probably done with an oblique injury. Joey Votto's been maybe the best hitter in all of baseball since the start of June. Duvall, the all-star, cleaning up. Brandon Phillips in a nice stretch. Scott Schebler's been playing right a lot after the trade of Jay Bruce to the Mets. Suarez at third, Barnhart the catcher, and Tim Adelman the pitcher.
And the Cubs defensively brought to you by Arby's. Chris Coughlin's in left, Dexter Fowler center, Jason Hayward right. Third to first, Bryant, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo. Wilson Contreras is behind the plate tonight in the Lexus Pursuing Perfection. Starting pitcher is the tall right-hander Jason Hamill. 29th start, having a very nice year. 14 up, 9 down with a 3.60 ERA. We chronicled the good work here at home. 9-1 with a 1.77 ERA here at Wrigley Field. He is definitely a prime contender for the Dorothy Gale There's No Place Like Home award. ERA of 5.33 on the road, and as I mentioned, a $1.77 here.
Got the umpires for tonight. That is Mike Estabrook, Ed Hickox is at first, the crew chief Dana DeMuth at second, and Andy Fletcher is over at third. 13 games to go for the Cubs, and 6 will be against the Reds. And here is Jose Peraza with the double flap helmet as he takes a fastball high and inside for ball 1. Way up in the air, shallow left. Coghlan and Russell in the area. It'll be Chris Coghlan to haul it in. Got to communicate on a night like this with the wind. Definitely a factor.
Now, there have not been many days or nights this year where the wind is blown out. At least that's my sense. But this is a night where the ball should really jump. Wind blowing out, sticky.
Hernan Iribarren. That's fun to say. He's playing center.
Had a little big league time with the Brewers a few years back, 08, 09. Really hasn't seen the big league since then.
32 years old. This is his 14th game with the Reds. He won the AAA International League batting championship. Playing for Louisville, hit .327. He held on a pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Jason 3-1 lifetime against the Reds with a 3.52 ERA. He's made 10 starts against them, 1 relief appearance. 2-0 this year, 2 scoreless 6-inning outings back in April for him against the Cincinnati ball club.
Outside on a fastball at 93. And it's 3-2. There's Joey Votto on deck. Ground ball to the shortstop, Russell. 2 outs, and now it's Votto. He's having an eerily similar season this year to the one he had last year. Way better in the second half than before the break. He had 4 hits yesterday against the Pirates, including his 25th home run. It was his 21st career 4-hit game. Clint Hurdle called him the toughest out in the game right now, and I think he's right. At 252 in the first half, 412 in the second half.
He's absolutely locked in. You see him talking to himself there as Hamill's getting ready to pitch. You could just feel him thinking when he's in the batter's box. currently with the 5th highest post All-Star break batting average in history. Teddy Ballgame hit .453 the second half of 1957, finished with a .388 batting average that year.
Three and one. Votto is the active leader in on base percentage at .424, and that puts him 12th on the all-time list. And that on base percentage will go up as he takes the 2-out walk.
Well, remember, he threatened to retire early in the year. He was really struggling early on, and he was striking out a bunch. He said, if this doesn't get better, I'm going to walk away. He was just so frustrated. I don't think he really meant it, but it gives you a sense of where his head was at. That's a big part of his success in the second half. He has not punched out much at all. Second half of the season, he's got an on-base percentage, closing in on .500.
Adam Duvall, the All-Star. 31 home runs, 23 came before the break. Fastball is in tight.
He's been scuffling, hitting just a .180 here in the month of September. Really having a breakout year, though.
Short lead by Votto. Contreras gives it a look, but it's back behind the screen. 84 degrees, as JD mentioned, humid, and the wind blowing straight out to center as we get started. Cubs have won 10 of 13 in the season series by an average score of 8.1 to 3.8. A lot of blowouts.
Yeah, they've hit 32 home runs against the Reds this year.
Reds did win 2 of 3 here at Wrigley in early July.
The hitters will be most cognizant of facing Jason Hamill, the slider, his best weapon. League batting .237 against him. Home run ball has been a bit of an issue, especially of late. He's allowed 23 long ones this year.
Swing and a miss. Man, he swung at a pitch over his head. And on a night like this, you can understand why, with the wind howling out. Cubs coming up when we come back. Depot, and if Dexter Fowler gets a hit to start this first inning, Denny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Cubs have homered in 15 straight games against the Cincinnati Reds. Their Southwest starting lineup looks familiar. Fowler, Bryant, Rizzo, 1 through 3. Zobrist, Russell, Hayward in the middle. Contreras, Hoglund getting the start in left and batting 8th, and the pitcher Hamill at a healthy 242.
Reds defensively, and it's brought to you by Arby's. Duvall, Iribarren, Schebler in the outfield. Suarez, Peraza on the left side of the infield. The familiar duo on the right, Phillips and Votto. Tucker Barnhart behind the plate. And the Alexa starting pitcher for the Reds is Tim Adelman, a 28-year-old rookie. He's made 10 starts, 2-4 with a 4.21 ERA. Very interesting story. Drafted and signed by Baltimore in 2010 out of Georgetown University. A couple of years in the minor leagues with them. Released and then pitched a number of independent stops along the way.
And the first pitch strike on Dexter Fowler's got a little hitch in his delivery.
Fastball, curveball change.
Looks like his left leg gets stuck as he's going into that kick and delivery as Fowler is out.
He stops along the way with the likes of the Lincoln Salt Dogs, the El Paso Diablos, and the New Jersey Jackals. And that's where it was out of New Jersey that the Reds signed him. He got back into affiliated baseball.
Nice hand for Chris Bryant. Mentioned in the open his great year against the Reds. 13 games he's batted .415, 4 doubles, 9 home runs. He's knocked in 21 and has an OPS of 1508. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
And of course had the big 3 home run, 2 double game in Cincinnati, but 9 home runs and 53 at bats against Cincinnati pitching this year. 1 every 6 ABs. He goes deep.
Bryant strikes out. 2 quick outs here in the first, and now Anthony Rizzo. We mentioned some of those independent teams. Adelman actually was passed over by a team called the Florence Freedom before he hooked on with the Lincoln Salt Dogs.
Yeah, that's amazing that he was passed up by Florence and finds himself in the big league. It was the manager of the Florence club that recommended he sign with the Salt Dogs.
Rizzo hits one over the roof. That one might have ended up near Addison.
Yeah, that was kind of a foul Roy Hobbs up there into the lights.
The 0-1. What's going on with that leg kick?
Yeah, I don't know if he's always done this. His stuff is a little bit short. I mean, he doesn't throw real hard, so maybe it's something that he came up with to try to mess with the hitters a little bit, just to do a little something funky.
So he touches his other leg as he goes into that kick. Well, worked out here in the first inning as he makes quick work of the Cubs. 1-2-3, 0-0.
scoreless here in the second. This is your Coors Light game report. Chris Bryant, Lynn just mentioning the great numbers he's had against the Reds here. 37 homers this year, 9 of which against this club. And this afternoon, Chris Bryant named the 2016 Benny's Beverage Depot Player of the Year. He got this nice trophy bottle earlier this afternoon. And this season, Benny's Beverage Depot donated $100 to the Chicago Food Depository every time the Cubs leadoff man got a hit. Benny's Beverage Depot, the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. And a nice champagne bottle for Mr. Bryant, guys.
Thank you, Kelly. I think it's the last award he will receive or honor here in 2016. 1-0 on the veteran second baseman Brandon Phillips. He's been hot as of late. 8-game hitting streak. Hitting .419 during this stretch.
He's had a solid year. .290 for the season, 10 home runs. He doesn't walk much, hardly walks at all. Not a real high on base percentage despite the high batting average.
That one cranked out into deep left center, and it's gone. A home run for Brandon Phillips. He's now 3 away from 200 in his career. 1-0 Reds.
Yeah, kind of a line drive there. Probably didn't get a lot of help from the wind, but certainly the wind's not going to knock anything down here tonight. So anything driven in the air has got a fighting chance to get out of the ballpark. And this is a short, compact swing. Gets those hands pulled in. Gets a real good swing on it. Number 11 for Phillips.
A twisting and turning out of the batter's box. A Ford home run replay. Now Scott Schebler tries to bunt and fouls it. Hit on the ground, backhanded by Bryant over there in the shift. Hey, Cub fans, let's go. Here's your opportunity to register for the chance to purchase 2016 postseason tickets for potential games here at Wrigley Field. Go to Cubs.com/postseason to register and learn more about this postseason ticket purchase opportunity. The Cubs will conduct random drawings from among eligible fans who successfully complete the registration form. Eugenio Suarez takes a strike on a curveball. So back to Brandon Phillips.
Yep.
He is trying to become the 5th second baseman ever with 2,000 hits. He's got 1,845 hits, 200 home runs. I mentioned he's just now 3 away. 200 steals, and he's 6 away. He would join 4 Hall of Famers. The ball to short. With a low throw, dug out by Rizzo. It's the honor system. Did you know the answer? Did you look at the game notes?
No. For the other second baseman that have achieved those numbers?
Second baseman currently all time with 2,000 hits, 200 homers, 200 steals, all in the Hall of Fame.
Morgan?
Yep.
Biggio?
Yes.
Sandberg?
Yep.
Alomar?
Got it.
Sweet.
Fair ball. Sure you didn't cheat?
Just in the nick of time. I do not. I swear. Scout's honor or whatever it is you say.
You said it with
Think
a lot of
swear.
confidence and very quickly. 1-0 Reds in the second.
Bid McPhee. Bottom of the second, Cub fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking. And an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
Reds lead 1-0 on Brandon Phillips' home run. Cubs will send Zobrist, Russell, and Hayward to the plate against right-hander Tim Adelman. And a strike called on Ben.
We were talking about Adelman's delivery in the bottom of the first. Ended that little leg thing he's got going. Probably just a timing mechanism to keep his weight back. Instead of a leg kick, a turn of the shoulders or the hips, he just drives that front foot back, kicks his back ankle to make sure he stays back, keeps his weight back over the rubber before heading home.
Deep breath. And the pitch. Curveball low, 1-2. Adelman from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Way back in the day, early 1900s, there was a decent number of players that came out of Georgetown, but modern era.
Just clipped the glove of Votto and gets into right. Zobrist has a leadoff single.
This is, I mean, Cubs have had such a good year. Lost that series to the Brewers here over the weekend after clinching. So this, to me, is kind of like a little bit of a refocus period right now. Get back to basics. Joe gave most of his regulars a couple of days off, and he will continue to rest them as they move forward through the remaining games.
Pitch to Addison Russell. Fastball strike.
If the Cubs don't do a lot of winning between now and the end of the regular season, I don't think there's going to be a lot of panic in the clubhouse. There may be among the fandom, but I think these guys realize how good they are, and now these games are not spring training games, but spring training like, in that they're just preparing for what's to come.
Hopped up by Russell. It's the third baseman Suarez for the first out. Yeah, and they want to finish with the best record in the league, and they're in very good shape to do that. 13 games to go. Their magic number is 7. It's a combination of Cubs wins and Nationals losses. Not guaranteed, but pretty close.
Yeah, it would. The Nationals would have to go on an unbelievable run, or the Cubs would have to just completely fall apart here.
The Cubs would have to go under 500 the last 13, and Nationals would have to win almost all of their games. Outside on Jason Hayward. 3 consecutive 2-hit games.
Reds play a traditional double play depth here, so that gives Hayward a little room to work with on the right side between first and second.
That's a strike in the outer corner.
Some teams, and especially with Anthony, will have their second baseman more towards the hole, not playing double play depth, just taking away the hole, making it tougher to turn the double play, taking away the base hit, through the hole, creating that first and third situation.
Swing and a miss on a changeup. Adelman gets his sign from his catcher Barnhart, and the pitch. Foul tip, strike 3. Broken strikeout for the right-hander, 2 down.
Well, pretty good work there by Adelman. The changeup down and then the elevated fastball gets the swing through from Hayward.
Now Wilson Contreras, the catcher. Yeah, wind blowing out, and the Reds, the opponent, so you kind of feel like you should hit at least a couple tonight. They have allowed as a staff 239 home runs this year. That has tied the National League single season record set by the Rockies back in 2001. The Major League single season record, 241. 1996 Tigers. As Contreras bounces out to Suarez, and through 2 innings of play, it's the Reds 1 and the Cubs nothing. Timeout for greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Wild card races pretty tight. National League wild card race tightening up as the Cardinals salvage the final 2 games of that series in San Francisco. So Mets, Giants, Cards all within 2 games. Tonight in Los Angeles, Bumgarner and Kershaw.
Seems to happen a lot. Yeah, these 2 guys hook up.
Pitch to Tim Adelman, and a high fly out into left center, and it's Coughlin called off by Fowler. Peraza, the leadoff man.
And Peraza getting a chance to play a lot of shortstop with Zach Cozart down. Cozart's got knee troubles again. He had surgery last year. He blew his knee out. That was bothered him a little bit in the late stages of this season.
Well, that'll get down for a base hit. Peraza is on.
What's up with the double flap, I wonder?
I'm not sure. We saw him, I think, earlier this season, and he did not. The double flap, usually reserved for a switch hitter on occasion. You have to wear the double flap in the minors, right?
I don't know. It used to be the case. So. Probably, yeah. Maybe that's why he does it, to remind himself of where he came from. We're going to go with that until we hear otherwise. He can run a little bit, 16 steals. He's been caught 6 times.
Here's a pitch to Iribarren. It's outside. Ball, no strikes. You mentioned Hamill. Man, he's been so good at home this year.
He's given up 1, so he's at his quota.
That snapped a scoreless streak that had reached 18 innings against the Reds dating back to last season. Even with a bag at third and off the line. Rizzo holding on Peraza. And he takes off, swing and a miss, throw to second. Out. Contreras and Russell team up.
Elevated fastball, so it's almost like a pitch. It looked like Contreras had a little bit of a hard time getting that ball transferred from glove to throwing arm, but once he did, a laser to second base. Busted hit and run play. No contact from Iribarren. Peraza gunned down by Contreras. What an arm.
So now 2 outs, bases empty, and a 1-2 count. And Hamill gets through the third, faces just 3. Got some help from his catcher. It's 1-0 Cincinnati.
Cubs continue their series with these Cincinnati Reds, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Cubs athletic shirt presented by Xfinity. Tickets for this game are still available through Cubs.com.
There's nothing more terrifying than our producer John Wall saying, "All right, go." JD and I look at each other as Paula just handed you the copy and you buried it under all your
with
game
my
notes.
press notes, stat pack,
live television,
cup of fruit.
The 0-1 on Chris Coughlin's fouled back. We got our answer. Jose Peraza a few weeks ago got hit in the face by a pickoff throw, and that's okay. He's wearing that double ear flap.
Okay, there we go. Is that a tweet? Somebody tweet that information?
No, we got it from next door. Okay. TV crews have to share information.
I wouldn't trust them. I don't trust those Reds. Adelman spent some time on the disabled list this year. He was strained an oblique back in May. From July 4th to August 1st, he was on a rehab assignment. AAA this year, he was 3-1 with a .238 earned run average. Home runs at the big league level have been a bit of an issue. 11 long balls in just 51 and a third innings coming into this ball game tonight.
Changeup missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hamill is on deck.
51 and a third, still a relatively small sample, but he's been more of a fly ball pitcher than a ground ball pitcher. He's a guy to root for, right? I mean, I don't know him. I don't know if he's a good guy or not, but his backstory, having been released and pitching in all those independent stops along the way after being refused by an independent club to make it to the big leagues, that's pretty cool.
Another 2-2. Also foul to right. Coughlin's had a nice homestand. Milwaukee series, he had 4 hits, including a home run, knocked in 3, and a couple of starts.
Squaring the ball up, had a 3-hit game, and got into that home run. 6 home runs for the year, 5 coming while with the A's.
Drills one out into right center, but it'll be caught by Irabarren.
It's weird to play the Reds with no Jay Bruce. So long it was Votto, Phillips, and Bruce forming the core. Cozart. Bruce traded away to the New York Mets. We just saw the Brewers, who are with the Reds at the bottom of the division. Brewers have a good-looking core of young position players they're trying to build around. With the Reds, I think it's more about some young arms.
Swing and a miss on a sweeping curveball. Jason Hamill saying, okay, good one.
Its bullpen has an ERA approaching 5. Starters not a whole lot better, but it's improved from earlier this year. The bullpen in particular, just brutal. First couple months plus of the season. They've used 32 different pitchers, 14 different starters.
So a strikeout of Hamill. First time through the order, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed by Tim Adelman. Fowler. Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm.
Tomorrow, Josh Smith will pitch for the Reds. He's been working out of their bullpen, so he'll make his first start of the year.
Fastball is outside and high on Dexter. Grounded out to first in the first.
Well, you'd figure a little advantage. Adelman, first time through. This is the Cubs' first look at him. See if they're able to make some adjustments on the second go by.
Curve missed away. Here's a pitch. Inside, 3-1. Cubs are 52-23 here at Wrigley Field. Best home record in baseball. Their current winning percentage would be the team's best in a season here at home since they went 56-21 in 1935. This is the 7th time since they moved into Wrigley Field, which was known as Weekman Park back in 1916. But they piled up 52 wins at home. Cubs doing a lot of things this season that they haven't done in a while. And pretty much all of them positive notes.
Yeah, a lot of first time since 1935 or the first time since 1908. ... Well, Adelman being aggressive here after falling behind 3-1, understandably, with Chris Bryant waiting on deck. Barnhart calls for the changeup here.
He struck him out looking, and getting is over through 3 now. Reds lead on a Brandon Phillips home run.
Fellows here, your local knucklehead announcer there. And then on the other side, former Cub Steve Trout. And my wife and I were out for a walk today and bumped into Steve. And that gentleman in the middle, a fellow by the name of Joe Burton, folks may remember.
Whoa, you know what? Should we ask? Should we come back at the end of the inning and see if people know who it is? Why don't we do that?
Okay, there's your teaser. There's the hint. See, we're in a pitching motion.
I totally on the fly am making up a game here. Sorry.
Steve is using a slide step, but look at the guy in the middle. Take a look at the foot. Get a sense of the wind up there.
Right.
And see if you can guess who that gentleman is.
We'll set it up, and you can give a hint that his name is
Joe Burton.
Joe Burton, but you may remember him
as
under another name with a baseball connection. Fair enough?
Very good. I like it. I like games.
So you can tweet at me at Len Casper. See if you can figure out who that gentleman is, and then we'll have JD tell the rest of the story later on this inning. Joey Votto's
gonna make an out.
Gonna make an out. They got him. They got him. Votto's out.
Overrated. Just kidding. Phenomenal big league player. He's frustrated. It's all about the process for Votto.
There's Adam Duvall. We have 2 guesses already on Twitter, and they both got it. Still not going to give it away. Foul strike on Duvall. There's a pitch. Line and snagged by Russell before it hit the dirt.
Hang with him. Well struck. Heading to the backhand side. So good. Struggling a little bit with his throws here lately. No need to make a throw that time.
Phillips. A bullet to the bleachers in left center. Leadoff homer in the second. Now has a 9-game hitting streak. Well, and you're right about walking. He very rarely does it. Brandon Phillips this season, 551 plate appearances, has walked 18 times.
Yeah, I didn't check this time, but last time we played the Reds, he was leading MLB in first pitch swings.
His walk percentage 3.3, which is the lowest of his career. One and two. Hamels pitch.
Right, so once you get ahead of him, you would figure, well, let's just keep working out of the zone. Even if you go back to full, in all likelihood, he's going to swing at that 3-2 offering. He goes out of the zone, swings at pitches out of the zone 42% of the time. Only 4 players in Major League Baseball do that more often than Phillips does, i.e. chase out of the zone.
Russell will charge. And the throw eludes Rizzo and goes out of play, so that will be an error on Russell. Phillips will head to second.
Yeah, man, I hope this doesn't get to be a little bit of a mental thing for Addy. He had those 2 errors in that game against Milwaukee, throwing errors. Rizzo's had to pick a couple out of the dirt, including one here tonight.
He had to rush this throw a little bit, but he would have gotten him. And Rizzo did not want a collision and smartly backed off.
Yeah, that's a potential broken wrist. You reach into the path of the base runner there.
Schebler 0 for 1.
Schebler's been swinging it well lately. 362 in the month of September. Trade of Bruce, getting more opportunities. I know what this club is going to look like next year. They had a deal in the works with the Nationals last spring, right? Last winter or spring for Brandon Phillips. He vetoed the deal. There was a lot of talk as the trade deadline neared that perhaps he would be moved. He was not. Bruce was. Cozart's banged up. He's 32. Will he be part of it next year? Possibly a non-tender. I don't know. Devin Mesoraco, a couple of years ago, looking like a star on the rise. Has had a couple hip surgeries now. Don't know what his future holds.
Two and one on Schebler. And the pitch. 2-2. So you know it's interesting, and we'll show this photo of you and Steve Trout and our mystery baseball person when we go to break, and we'll reveal the rest of the story when we Cubs bat in the bottom of this inning, but just about everybody who has put in a guess on Twitter has gotten it exactly right. So he looks very similar to what he looked like a few decades ago.
I think the pose really helps.
Yeah, for sure. To the count. Runner at second, 2 outs. Phillips with a really big lead. Not worried as he strikes out Schebler. Elevation has worked for these two pitchers pretty well tonight. We will reveal who that man in the middle is, or was, when we come back. Cubs host the Cardinals at 1:20. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans get a Cubs nightlight presented by Think Energy. Limited tickets are still available through Cubs.com. So JD met a very interesting guy today, along with Steve Trout. And there is a photo document of it, which we showed you earlier, and people were curious who it was. Tell us.
Speaking of curious, it was Sid Finch, the fictional character created by George Plimpton, writing an article for Sports Illustrated back in 1985 for April Fool's Day. And Sid was a guy that the Mets found from Tibet, who threw 150 miles per hour, 130 miles per hour. And was this pitching phenom who, pitched in his boots and bare feet. He had one bare foot and one boot on. Had this funky delivery. I don't know the whole backstory of Sid Finch. I remember the article, and as you read the article, like the first letter of the first word of each paragraph spelled out Happy April Fool's Day or April Fool's or something to that effect. But that gentleman that we were with, that I ran into with Steve, was Joe Burton, and he was the model for Sid Finch for that Sports Illustrated story.
And how did he get the gig?
A buddy of his was a photog for SI and recruited him. Brought him down to Florida. Mets used to leave him passes around the league under the name Sid Finch.
Otto near the tarp, and he didn't do the Rizzo maneuver. He might have had a shot. He was going to grab the ball and decided not to. Didn't he have a little exchange with a fan recently, and he grabbed the jersey because he was upset that he didn't make the catch, and then later he signed the ball, I apologize, and the whole deal.
Yeah. But you should just Google it, the unhittable Sid Finch.
Boy, and a lot of people bought it, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
lots of Joe was saying today that a couple of general managers called the commissioner and said, "What's the deal? Where'd this guy come from? Is this on the up and up?"
1985.
85, okay.
I remember reading it. Rizzo with 1 out. 4 strikeouts for Adelman. Fouled off for strike 1.
One of the ESPN 30 for 30, one of those shorts on Netflix tells the story. Check it out there as well. Sid Finch was a Harvard dropout who spoke 10 languages, played the French horn, wore 1 hiking boot, and threw 168 miles per hour.
I'm sure to this day people come up to him and say, "Are you Sid Finch?" Right?
Yeah.
And he has to say, "Of course I am." 2-1. Cubs with only 1 base runner. That was a Ben Zobrist leadoff single in the 2nd. Make it 2. Toward the gap. It'll be cut off by Schebler. Nice play to keep Rizzo to just 1.
And Joe's wife has got a real good gig there at the Art Institute. She's a very learned, interesting person.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
Were you there today, or were we just?
We were walking by today.
Walking past. Okay.
I said, "Aren't you Steve Trout? And might you be Sid Finch?"
One on, 1 out. Called strike. That's the 11th major league start for Adelman. 6'5", 225.
Well, it's a little muggy out here today, but wouldn't it be nice if, as we roll into October with those postseason games, have some warm baseball weather?
Sure would. Two and 1.
See where Phillips is now. See, earlier I talked about him being at normal double play depth. Now he's shading towards the hole a little bit more with Zobrist up.
Line to Phillips, and Rizzo back to first.
Pretty well positioned.
Bad luck for Zobrist.
It's the Gold Glover. It's an easy play. Barely had to move. Good swing though. So base hit and a line out. Zobrist seeing it well tonight.
Russell in the 5th spot. Sure, he would love to knock in 100 this year. He's 8 away from that. Hendricks did nothing to hurt his Cy Young chances yesterday, even though he took the loss. He gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. Chris Bryant, very good position to win an MVP award. Rizzo will get some strong consideration. 1-0 on Russell. Here's a pitch off the corner. I have a weird idea. We say, Joey Votto, 4-time All-Star. We have an All-Star game in the middle of each season. It'll never happen, but I'm just thinking about, Arrieta last year, Votto last year with a great second half. What if we had an All-Star game and you had representatives go like we always do? But to be an All-Star, you have to make a postseason All-Star team. In other words, at the end of the year, you have however many you want, 25 All-Stars in each league. And just say that was an All-Star season.
Yeah, like in football, right? Don't they have All-Pro
right
at the end of the year? It would be silly to have a mid-season exhibition game in football. I agree. I think there should be a
postseason All-Star deal. Foul tipped. 3-2.
Minor leagues do that.
You could have fans vote, just like we do for the All-Star game. Rizzo goes on 3-2. Ground ball to short. Peraza flips. Close. Out. At second to end the inning.
Somebody forgot how many outs there were. Brandon Phillips.
We go to the fifth. 1-0 Cincinnati.
I'm 2016. Yeah, I'm sorry for the wait. This year is the year. What happens?
Meet John Williamson, relief pitcher for the South Bend Cubs and aspiring rapper. Find out what game is more important to him. Tomorrow on Sportsnet Central after Cubs postgame live.
Glad to have you with us on this warm Monday night here at Wrigley Field. Hamill to Suarez. Ball one. 1-0 Reds. Second inning home run, Brandon Phillips. Cubs have had such a great second half. They have not lost 3 in a row yet, but they've dropped their last 2. Suarez with an open stance, hands pretty high. Swing and a miss. Called foul. Animal came in with a 177 here at home, 533 on the road. Unbeaten, in fact, all wins, 6 starts, 6 wins here at Wrigley since the break. I posed the question to Chris Bosio about starting pitchers at home. Most of the Cubs starters just terrific here at Wrigley Field. I said, is it about the routine? Controlling the the first pitch time, kind of having everything set up? Is it the fans? He said, part of it is the mound. He said, our guys love the mound here at Wrigley Field, and I guess a few years ago they changed the composite, and he said it really stays intact, which gives his pitchers a very consistent landing spot. Splintered bat on the ground ball to Russell. So explain why the actual mound itself matters so much.
Well, I think the most important thing is the consistency of the mound. So you get used to the feel of it, and so you make so many starts in your home ballpark. But yeah, you don't want it soft. You don't want it to kick out when you plant. You don't want to have a real rocky situation at the front of the rubber. But for me, it's more about the visual. It's about the bullpen mound, being comfortable there, then the game mound, the look in when you see the catcher, the backdrop behind home plate. You get used to that. And that's why I've argued that when pitchers go on the road, it would make sense for them, say they're going to start game 3 of a series, to go out and do a side session on the game mound. You can get access to the mound early enough in the day. You go out and instead of throwing in the bullpen, or you could do a little of both. You could throw for a little while in the bullpen, then you could get on the game mound, even if it was just for 10 or 15 pitches. I think there would be value to that.
And it's kind of next level thinking. I like it.
Well, and over the years, I've never had a pitcher say, "I hate our home mound. I hate our home situation." Well, maybe Coors Field, because it's Coors Field. But a lot of times you'll talk to pitchers and they'll say, "Man, the look in Philadelphia, I just don't like it. I feel like I'm 100 feet from home plate," or such and such a ballpark, the bullpen mound is really steep, the game mound feels a little flat. I guess the analogy you could draw would be to golf. Right? The guys who play a certain golf course over and over again, they just get used to the look and the feel of certain holes. And you go take your game on the road, you play a course you've never played before, you feel a little weird.
Called strike 3.
Hoops too, right? Shooters, they get used to the background and the field in their own gym, go on the road, a little tougher.
Yeah, for sure. And we'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Minerva Valley Cable in Zering, Iowa. Yeah, and we talk so often about pitchers liking their routine, so they're going to like where they work the most.
And you also, your routine is, when you're at home, you go down to the bullpen a certain amount of time. You need so many minutes, so many throws to warm up. So you go down, do your stretching, your long toss, your running, get on the mound, boom, 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 warm up, go to the dugout, sing the song, go pitch. On the road, you don't know. That top of the first might last a while.
That's right. Adelman strikes out halfway home on a Monday night. Cubs trying to get the bats going, trailing 1-0.
Don't miss your chance to watch October baseball from the all-inclusive, unique atmosphere of the rooftops across from Wrigley Field. Limited playoff tickets are available now by calling 773-248-ROOF or by visiting WrigleyRooftops.com.
1-0 Reds.
Well populated tonight.
Yeah, huge crowd here at the ballpark. Jason Hayward rolls foul to first. A reminder to follow In-Game Live on CSNChicago.com. It is presented by State Farm.
It'll be a while before it's determined, obviously, who the combatants in the wild card game will be. Tight race, Giants, Mets, Cardinals. The Metropolitans trailing the Braves 5-2 tonight.
Phillips Stavato. How many times has Marty Brenneman said that?
Yeah. Many times. There used to be a note here. I don't know if they still put it in their notes. How many games those guys have played together?
A lot. Not to be overly specific, but it's a lot. So the Mets are down at home, huh? 7th inning.
They've had a hard time with the Atlantas this year.
That was a Noah Syndergaard game. He gave up 5 runs in 3 2/3. Freddie Freeman hit his 31st.
Cardinals down 1-0 to the Rockies early, top of the 3rd in Denver.
Just got a piece of Contreras. This kid Alex Reyes. We've seen him twice in relief, now in their starting rotation, and the Cardinals are very excited about him. And I think rightly so. He had a weird line against the Cubs. What was it, 6 walks?
Yeah.
4 1/3, but he didn't give up a run.
Yeah, he's he can throw 100 miles per hour. He was wild that day, but effectively wild.
Reyes started and won yesterday in San Francisco, 7 shutout innings to beat the Giants 3-0.
Took Jaime Garcia's spot in the rotation, did he not?
He did. Coughlin takes a strike. Mention Bumgarner Kershaw later tonight. Vince Scully at the mic. Come on.
Yeah, I might have the headphones on. Going to sleep tonight listening to that one.
Long way to go in Denver. 3rd inning. Caught by Peraza. Contreras back to first, 2 outs.
Have not had a man reach scoring position yet tonight.
Hamill taps foul. Cubs Instructional League kicked off today down in Mesa. And it sounded like quite a crowd in Florida, as Tim Tebow reported for the Mets Instructional League. One strike on Jason. 0-2. Toronto and Seattle tonight, playoff contenders. The Mariners have the longest active postseason drought. Last time they Made the American League playoffs was 2001. Blue Jays have the second spot. Mariners tied for third with Detroit going into play tonight, 2 back. That's a huge series there. Yankees really licking their wounds after getting swept in Boston. 4-game weekend. Red Sox opening a 10-game trip in Baltimore tonight. And leading 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch. Fly ball out into shallow left center. And Duvall ends the inning. Tim Adelman has been terrific through 5, leading 1-0. Bat boy Eddie Miller to the game tonight. That's Eddie on the right. He's now 82. He was a bat boy during the Cubs' 1952 season. And that team photo on the left, I got to look at it a little earlier. I'm just fascinated by it. Phil Cabarretta is in the middle there. Great stuff. Just fun to see the ballpark. Back in 1952, Cubs were not wearing pinstripes at home that season. Peraza takes a strike.
I wonder if they sent Eddie to go find a box of curveballs. The key to the batter's box. The other bat boy hazing rituals.
Big bounce to Russell. Peraza got a late break out of the box, so he's out by a full step.
Jim Ewell, the long-time trainer of the Astros, used to get the newbies, the new bat boys or clubhouse attendants would come around, and Jim would say, hey, go get me a bucket of steam out of the sauna. Kid would dutifully grab his bucket and head down there and kind of stand around like a knucklehead for a while trying to figure out how to make it happen.
caught the corner. Hamill ahead. 1-2. Driven out into right center, and Hayward will have to go all the way to the wall to get it. Iribarren around second, and he's going to have 3. Head first slide into third.
Yeah, I think Jason was surprised a little bit. That ball was hit as sharply as it was. Took kind of a direct lateral route across the outfield and was not able to cut this ball off.
Third triple this season for Iribarren in just 14 games, and now the Cubs will bring their infielders in against Joey Votto. And would you consider just walking him here intentionally?
Yes, absolutely would consider it. My fear is there's a slugger on deck and the wind's blowing out.
I want to add another base runner to the mix.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Wind's died down, at least for the moment, but it still feels like a very offensive friendly night.
Credit to the pitchers that it has not been to this point in the ball game.
Votto pops it up. That's trouble. Shallow center field, and it'll get down. And the Reds lead 2-0. How about that? You bring the infield in. Votto pops one in between the drawn-in infield and the outfield.
Yeah, I guess that comes under the category of when you're hot, you're hot. And just about everything Joey Votto does these days turns to gold for him. And yeah, people will look at the box score. They should have walked him. They should have put him on. Well, he hit a little pop-up, folks. He got lucky.
Duvall with Votto at first. 2-0 Cincy. Mike Montgomery will not make a start through this turn. The Cubs have been using 6 starters, but with an off day coming up Thursday, he will instead be available out of the bullpen. Not quite sure if he'll make a start next week. It's possible. Whatever plans the Cubs have, I believe at the moment, are in pencil for next week. The other thing is, and we've mentioned this before, but it bears repeating a couple of times at least here these next 2 weeks, is to not look ahead at the rotation next week and feel like you're going to find out who's starting game 1 of the playoffs based on the regular season rotation because of the 4 off days. After the final game a week from Sunday, Joe Madden theoretically, JD, could start any of his guys.
Anybody would be available. Yep.
And not knowing your first round opponent, I don't know if he'll know by the end of next week for sure who will start game 1. Really, the first 2 starters become important. I think the conversation about 1-2 versus 3-4, your top 2 guys theoretically could make 2 starts in a division series. Your opening game pitcher and your game 2 pitcher could pitch in game 5, not necessarily game 3. So I think that decision between the game 2 and 3 starters more important than 1 and 2. Line shot deep and caught. The ball was knuckling, and Coghlan able to handle it.
Hang with him again. Duvall hit a bullet last time. A line out to short this time. Squares it up with Coghlan there to make the play on him. So it's an 0 for 3 for Duvall tonight, despite really good contact twice. Good pitch to hit. Gets that airborne. It's a home run.
Former Red Travis Wood cranking it up in the bullpen.
Cubs having a hard time pushing runners across, but getting men on base. Just 2 hits tonight. Offensively, second half they have not been as good as they were in the first half. Less than 4 runs per game here in the month of September.
Phillips. Got some funky looking batting gloves. Maybe like a teal look. I like it. Big bat waggle. Slider strike.
Chris Bochy making some changes in his bullpen. He's removed Santiago Casilla from the closer's role. So Hunter Strickland and Derek Law will get to save opportunities for the Giants.
If they don't make the postseason, that's going to be one of the biggest collapses, right? When you think about it, they had the best record in the majors in the first half. Better than the Cubs. And they're on the brink. You often think about September collapses, but this has gone on since
more of a gradual,
mid-July. Having said that, I think if they do make it, they become a very dangerous team in the National League playoffs. Down the left field line near the bullpen and untouched until the fan grabs it on the bounce. Joe Smith has joined Travis Wood.
You mentioned that Tim Tebow was reporting to the Instructional League. If you want, you could buy a Tim Tebow Mets jersey online.
They're
available.
15?
Yeah.
Was his NFL number, right?
I'm assuming so.
2-2 is hit in the air to left. Playable for Coughlin. And he's got it right on the edge of the track to end the inning. Reds add to their lead on the Votto Bloop single. It's 2-0 in the 6th.
2016 postseason begins October 4th. Go to MLB.com/postseason for a full schedule. Unforgettable. Undeniable.
First pitch strike. A BP fastball from Adelman on Fowler.
I mentioned Adelman pitched collegiately at Georgetown. Just let anybody in there. Yeah, boy, get after that thing. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. The dog dare you.
Don't you think I won't?
But you know, Georgetown, a tremendous academic school. Dexter Fowler was recruited to play basketball at Harvard. He also had a scholarship offer to play baseball at the University of Miami.
Signed with the Rockies instead. Driven deep. And Duvall reaches out and makes the catch on the warning track for the out.
The better balls hit by the Cubs here tonight. On number one. Dexter, what round was he drafted in?
I'll say I'm going to look, but
yeah,
I don't think it was his. I want to say like 14th round.
Really?
I could be wrong. Let me see. I don't know why I say that, but 14th round, 2004. Bryant in the air. This one not quite as deep, and Duvall has this one too. So yeah, 14th round. Even if he's overpaid for that slot, probably didn't get a huge signing bonus.
Yeah, it's a risky move. Turned down a opportunity to go to Harvard, but it worked out. Obviously, he had confidence in his skills.
According to Baseball Reference bullpen page, he was signed for $925,000. So yeah, they made it worth his while. The 14th round.
So maybe he would have been drafted higher, but they were afraid he was going to go to college and scared some teams away.
And because he was going to go, they had to overpay him to not. That set at the time a new record for that round. The 925,000.
Because that would have been after the draft and follow classes, correct?
I'm not sure. His bonus was the equivalent of a high second round pick.
Because there used to be a thing called draft and follow. A guy would be drafted 1 year, not sign, and the club would hold the rights to him up until just prior to the next year's draft. So you see a lot of guys that would sign for big bonuses when they were drafted in the lower round, but if they'd stayed in the draft, it would have been a much higher pick the next year.
Left field corner and deep. Duvall can't make the play, and he reaches into the vines, which is very dangerous. He did find the ball as Rizzo's got a double, but that is a risky maneuver by Duvall. I don't know if the ball was easily visible or if he had to reach into the vines to get it. But once you reach in, they will not let you put your hands up and call it a double. Let's see. I think he could have just put his hands up.
He should have left that one alone. He's lucky if that gets hung up in there. Rizzo could have potentially circled the bases. As it is, it's a two-base hit, a two-out double for Rizzo. So the Cubs finally do have a man in scoring position.
To follow up your draft and follow point, I think that was also just for like junior colleges, right? I don't think you could go to a Division I school as a draft and follow.
I believe you're right.
And they no longer have that. And strike on Zobrist. Carl Edwards Jr. is up in the bullpen.
This has been on Adelman here tonight. Single and then a line out last time up.
In the air to right, and this will end the inning. So 2-0 Reds as we go to the 7th.
Coors Light game report. Joe Maddon having discussed how he will treat these next couple weeks in a spring training type of manner, and Theo Epstein actually followed up on that this afternoon, saying one of his fondest memories of the season so far was the vibe in the clubhouse following the opening night game in Anaheim, knowing how well these guys had played, and they realized all the things they had talked about during spring training they had started to execute that evening. And he said that'll be the same type of mindset they want to take forward into October. And guys, today Joe Maddon meeting with the hitters and kind of laying out a few things that he feels like the guys should be working on in the next 13 regular season games, if you will, and then look to execute come October.
Kelly, thank you. Scott Schebler bounces to Chris Bryant over on the right side, and he'll head back over to third.
Yeah, and I think more than anything from Joe, it's just a reminder. Okay, you know, we had our celebratory weekend. Still got games to play. We're getting ready for the postseason, but we still have goals. Best overall record in the league. Want to get to 100 wins. Just due diligence. Concentrate. Have good at bats. Play the game the right way. Take extra bases when available.
1-0 on Suarez. 10th third baseman in Reds history to have a 20-homer season. He's sitting right at 20.
First to do it was Gene Freese in 1961. That's important because his daughter Daphne used to cut my hair down in Texas.
Really?
Yeah. See how well that worked out for me.
Two.
One your fault, Daphne.
I was going to say, nothing to do with her abilities, right?
No, not at all.
Our good friend Bonnie Hunt, Chicago native, will sing the 7th inning stretch tonight. Rick Porcello got his 21st win Red Sox 5-2 over the Orioles.
Boy, it's going to be hard not to give him that American League Cy Young Award.
Barnhart takes a strike.
Tanaka leads the American League in ERA at 2.97. Chris Sale is a 2.03. Corey Kluber. There's a number of candidates.
2 strikes on Barnhart. Bonnie, you got a big group here. How many people? 25. All related. Fantastic. That's high, and it's 1-2. Cubs down 2-0. Phillips a homer in the second. Votto an RBI single in the 6th. Hamill at 95 pitches. Fastball with some tailing movement outside 2-2. Pitcher Adelman on deck. Will be his 3rd plate appearance. You know, Brian Price is already very pleased with what he's done on the mound.
Oh, what a thrill for Adelman. 11th big league start here in Wrigley Field against the best team in baseball, and he's tossing up zeros. The Reds have pitched 7 shutouts since the All-Star break, tied with the Cubs and Angels for most in Major League Baseball.
Hey, Cub fans, Joe Madden wants you to own his car. Joe is raffling off his signature vehicle for charity. Raffle tickets are $100 each. They're available in fan services during the remaining home games this week or at 3721 North Clark Street. Full details are available at Cubs.com/Joe's Raffle. And 2-2. And another foul. Barnhart a switch hitter. This will be pitch number 100 for Jason. And it's full 3-2. Doesn't have to give in here with the pitcher on deck. Coughlin and Fowler in the area. It'll be Dexter Fowler for the grab. Bonnie Hunt coming up. It is the 7th inning stretch. It's brought to you by Mazda.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ballgame, actress and Chicago native Bonnie Hunt.
Let me hear you, Chicago fans. Come on, Cubbies. Take
purchase or refi. Never pay lender fees with eClick Lending. Visit us online at eClickLending.com to lock in your low rate today. eClick Lending, point, click, save. Clock. Go time here for the Cubs. Bottom of the 7th. Time to make a little noise.
Ball one on Addison Russell.
There's action in the Reds bullpen.
You mentioned their struggles in relief, which I'm sure earlier this year added a few years to Brian Price. That's deep, and it's going to go for Russell. They're on the board, 2-1.
That's what I'm talking about. That ball was scalded by Addison Russell, his 21st home run of the year. A no doubter. There's a short home run replay. High and deep into the night sky. Almost leaves the ballpark.
So 21 homers, 93 knocked in, 240th allowed by the Cincinnati Reds. They fired their pitching coach earlier this year, Mark Riggins, a former Cubs pitching coach. And that is Mac Jenkins, who moved from the bullpen pitching coach. Ted Power now their bullpen coach. Speaking of their bullpen, it's Blake Wood. The pen has allowed a major league record 94 home runs. Through the first 73 games, that was on June 24th, their bullpen had a 6.18 ERA. 57 homers allowed in 73 games. Since then, they've been a lot better. 74 games at 3.76 bullpen ERA. One swing ball game tonight, in which the wind is blowing out. At the end of the bat, thought that ball might die because he didn't really barrel it up, but Iribarren left his feet and made the catch for the first out.
Iribarren actually breaks to the right and has to retreat and come back the other way to make the play. Looked like he was trying to shake a defender out there. Watch. A little jab step to the right for a change of course. Last time Wilson Contreras hit a home run. Let's look. August 29th. Okay, not that long ago, but he's due. Hasn't had a ton of at-bats. 3 minutes now.
Rondon in the bullpen.
You could understand Brian Price erring on the side of staying with his starter a little longer with the bullpen woes he has experienced this year.
Paid crowd tonight, 39,251. That gets the Cubs over the 3 million mark for the first time since 2011 and the 9th time in franchise history. Nice going, fans. Deep left, as you were asking. Gone on to Waveland. 2-2.
Oh boy, did he get into that one. There you go, Addy. Yeah, you hit yours a good way, but anything you could do, I could do better.
Ford home run replay. Tucker Barnhart knew it.
Yeah, change up. Up being the operative term. And just like that, 2 swings of the bat. And we are tied.
Russell and Contreras will send Adelman out of the ball game. 2-2, 7th inning. Right-hander Blake Wood will make his 64th appearance.
6-3 with a .378 earned run average for Wood. Good strikeout numbers. Count is a little high. Fastball, sliders, mostly, occasionally a changeup. 4 and 2 seamer, and he'll average 96 miles per hour with that heater.
Ivan De Jesus Jr. will play third. As part of the double switch, bringing Wood into the game. Suarez is out. And the batter is Chris Coghlan. Tommy LaStella on deck for Hamill. Cubs can find a way to get another run here in the 7th, and Hamill would qualify for the win. Either way, he will not take a loss tonight. Line shot to right. Fair ball. Coghlan with a double. The offense has awakened here in the 7th.
Yeah, 2 home runs, a line out, and a double in this inning. Coghlan continues his good work of late. Right off the base of the wall, 353 feet away.
Tommy LaStella for Hamill. By the way, nice call on the Contreras home run.
Well, you know, keep firing darts up there.
'98 off the plate.
think if you were filling out a scouting report on Blake Wood, you would say, yeah, plus stuff. Below average command. A good movement. So 97 with movement. That'll play.
Stella pops near short. And it's hauled in by Peraza. 2 down now, Fowler. Nice work by Hamill. 7 innings, 2 runs.
There's 4 hits allowed, a walk, 6 strikeouts.
Meantime, the Cardinals now have a 5-2 lead in the 5th inning. At Colorado. Grichuk was homered for the Cardinals in that one.
How many is that for him? He'll be closing in on 30, I think.
His 23rd.
Okay.
Batting in the 8th spot. 8-hitter has 23 home runs for St. Louis. Into center, the base hit. Here comes Coughlin, and the Cubs lead 3-2 in the 7th.
Big 2-out knock for Fowler. His first hit of the game. Drives in the go-ahead run right down the middle from Wood.
Cubs have their first lead tonight, and Jason Hamill now can get a win. And they're not done yet. Here's Bryant.
Jason adopting that posture that we all do as pitchers in the dugout of, hey, I'm just glad, you know, my team's playing well. I did my part tonight. I don't care about the wins and losses, but inside you're going, yes, yes. I'm going to get this W.
If he gets it, it'll be his 15th. Every time he wins now, a new career high. Center field. Iribarren to end the inning, but the Cubs grab the lead. 2 homers and an RBI single by Dexter Fowler. And it's 3-2 as we move to the 8th. Yeah, Giordano's and the Cubs providing our crew dinner tonight. John Walsh, our producer, really putting it home. He said he worked out twice today, though. Yes, thanks, Joe Rios. Joe ordered the food, and it was fantastic. Nice day to eat outside as well. Here's Hector Rondon. Cubs lead by a run in the 8th inning.
Hector on for the 49th time, 18 saves, 2 wins, 2.51 the ERA. De Jesus Jr., who came in the double switch to lead things off, then the top of the order.
Zobrist now in left. Baez playing second.
Hector has pitched 3 times since coming off the disabled list. Right triceps strain. He was activated on September 6th while the club was in Milwaukee. Allowed a couple hits and a run in that ball game, and then 2 scoreless outings, 1 in Houston, 1 in St. Louis. This is his first appearance on the homestand.
Bounced 2. The guy who just came in to play D. Baez makes a play. That caught the corner. 96 miles an hour.
According to the Reds media notes, Jose Peraza, the young fellow batting here, leads all major leaguers aged 22 or younger with a .320 batting average. He's batting .318 now. We'll hear a lot about him, but some good young shortstops in the game. I don't know if his future is as an everyday shortstop, maybe more of a second baseman, perhaps utility type guy. We'll see.
He's played a little outfield. Yeah. Got him from the Dodgers.
The Reds rookie record in terms of batting average, minimum 200 plate appearances. A fellow by the name of Cuckoo Christensen back in 1926 batted .350. Of more recent vintage, Hal Morris batted .340 his rookie year, 1990.
Soft served and down. So Peraza's on with 1 out.
Tried to steal earlier in the ball game, was gunned down by Contreras. Unless he is very fearful of a ground ball double play, I'm guessing Brian Price doesn't want Peraza trying to run here with Joey Votto on deck.
Yeah, you definitely want Votto to bat in this inning. At some point tonight, probably going to see a former Red. Oldest Chapman.
Right, so that's why it becomes important from the Reds' point of view to get Votto in at bat here against Rondon, the righty. Plan your spring travel to Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona with Cubs destinations. Spring training packages include game tickets, hotel accommodations, rental car, Cubs swag, and a private meet and greet with Cub players. Details available soon at cubs.com/travel.
2 strikes on Iribarren. Kick and a pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Now the big battle with Votto. Mentioned his struggles early, and he worked his way out of those struggles partly by spending some time, he claims, on baseballreference.com, greatest website ever created, searching for similar players to him who worked their way back from bad starts. Found Willie Mays, Stan Musial, Derek Jeter. They all had great seasons following really slow starts. A little reminder of how long a baseball season is, and some inspiration that he could recover, and boy has he.
Well, he need not look any further than himself last year, the way he turned it around.
Wasn't quite as bad early as he was this year, but yeah, his on base percentage last year after the break was .535.
He is 6 out of 10 in his career with a home run against Hector Rondon. If this were a postseason game, Chapman would be in the game right now.
1-2. Danger in Peraza being overly aggressive. And again, they don't want to take the bat out of Votto's hands.
Yeah, the caveat being now, it's a pitcher's count, so he's less likely to do damage in this count. And at some point, Ryan Price is thinking may turn to, well, if I get thrown out, I still have Votto leading off the 9th.
Poke into left for a base hit. Did you see what Votto did? It looked like he was saying to the fans, boo. And he stepped out and they started booing.
Motivate me. Ryan Braun all the time. Why not me? And that's vintage Votto right there.
Isn't it, though?
He's battling that at bat, talking to himself throughout. And gets that 2-strike breaking ball and pings it the other way.
If you're a Cubs fan, you don't have to like him or that little exchange, but it's hard not to respect Joey Votto and goes about his business. So it's Duvall with runners at first and second.
Duvall's had a couple good swings tonight. He struck out his first time up, chased a fastball about nose high, but then a line out to short and really ripped the ball to left his last time up for a line out.
Slider is low for ball 1. The Cubs bullpen is quiet. This is Rondon's inning. Popped him up. This should get Hector out of it. Foul territory. Bryant's underneath. Inning over. Bottom 8. Cubs 3, Reds 2. All right, Luke, thank you. Anthony Rizzo leading off for the Cubs in the 8th, leading 3-2. Otis Chapman is slowly getting ready for the 9th in the bullpen. Off the plate, it kicks foul. Nets lost tonight to the Braves 7-3.
Nationals also losers tonight.
Just wide of third. Mets now 80-70 on the year. You said the Nats?
Nats got beat by the Fish 4-3.
So that cuts the Cubs' magic number down to 6. Best record in the NL. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Tomorrow night we're celebrating Cubs social media night. Make sure to use the hashtag Cubs Social during tomorrow night's broadcast for a chance to see your tweets or Instagram photos mentioned on air by us. We look forward to that for game 2. .97 and a strike to Zobrist.
John Lester pitches for the Cubs tomorrow. Josh Smith for the Reds.
Smith will be the 15th starting pitcher used by the Reds this year.
Say that fast 3 times. Josh Smith. It's not easy, is it? Just contemplating it is hard.
1-2. Yeah, those names where the last consonant of the first name kind of blending into the first sound of the last name. I don't think I knew this guy, but it was a name I had to say on the radio maybe once. Rich Schmidt. I always had trouble. Rich, you have to stop. Rich Schmidt, not Rich Schmidt.
Speaking of hard to pronounce, we haven't seen much of Rob Zastryzny lately in the Cubs pen.
Hard foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Zobrist. Come on, JD. Can you grow a little in the back to do that?
That would be fun. I'm guessing he wasn't an accounting major. He's got art history written all over him.
I don't know. That's the kind of guy you want doing your taxes. Fly ball to center. Barron makes a catch. It's almost kind of the look Bob Brenly once coined it, the headphone mohawk. It goes from ear to ear. Hey, that's Dee Snider.
Oh, there you go.
Twisted Sister, we're not going to take it. So I'm guessing these are all band members of a Twisted Sister.
I feel confident in agreeing with you on that one.
There's a documentary about Twisted Sister on Netflix. It's on my wish list. be motivated to go watch it after the game tonight. Hefty home runs. Russell to get the Cubs on the board. Number 21, and then Contreras tied it.
It's fun to see those in tandem. The first one, you see the reaction from Adelman, the pitcher. The second one, Barnhart, the catcher, both knowing as soon as the ball was hit that it was leaving the yard.
In the left. Should be 2 for Russell. He's on his way to second, and he'll slide in safely.
Took the Cubs a while to get rolling here tonight, but last couple of innings, some very good swings. 2-hit night for Russell. Home run, now double. Not a bad pitch. Down and got that low slider.
I'm told our friend with the really cool hair, his name is Damon Ranger, a local music promoter. Dee Snyder, I believe, here for Riot Fest in town this past weekend. I know you always make sure you get down to Riot Fest.
It's one of my favorite fests.
Trying to get a tattoo every year. And I still haven't actually seen one of your tattoos, which means
temporary. No matter the Cracker Jack box.
I wasn't going to say temporary. I was going to say you put them in areas that I don't want to think about. Three and 0. If you had to get a tattoo, what would it be of, and where would it be?
Oh man, if I had to get one, it would be.
I think it would be of Kramer or maybe a Newman silhouette.
I like the way
above
you're
your left shoulder. That is Abel de los Santos. Deep the other way. It's gone. That's a 2-run homer, and it's a 3-run lead. He tattooed it.
Yes, sir. Third home run in the last 2 innings for the Cubs. Through 5 innings, they had 2 hits. Have not had a man reach scoring position. Last 3 innings, they have unloaded on this Reds pitching staff. That's the record breaker, isn't it? Most home runs ever allowed in a season. Cincinnati Reds.
242nd allowed.
Yeah, Jason Hayward with his 7th.
Cubs are not going to take it anymore. 5 runs here late.
Oof. Evil intent with that swing.
Joe writes in, you need a screaming yellow parakeet.
Screaming yellow parakeet
logo tattooed somewhere.
Sid Finch.
Schebler makes the grab, and we will go to the 9th. Fireballing Aroldis. Chapman coming on.
MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Get MLB.com at bat on your favorite devices now.
Cubs' upcoming schedule brought to you by PNC Bank. Night games throughout this series. Final 2 home matinees will be Friday and Saturday, and then the Sunday night game before the Cubs hit the road.
Well, here comes Aroldis Chapman for his first ever appearance against his former club. For the year, he is 4-1, and it's 34 saves and 37 tries and a 1.70 ERA. His 24th appearance with the Cubs. He was a Red from 2010 through 2015.
So obviously pretty tight with Brandon Phillips. They played together a long time. Phillips, though, played behind Chapman. Now he has to face him. And outside, 101 miles an hour. Only guy on the Reds roster who had faced Chapman prior to tonight, Adam Duvall, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So if Phillips never took live BP against Chapman and always wondered what it would be like to hit against him, now he knows.
Yeah, maybe at some point they had a conversation in the clubhouse and Phillips said, I could turn on your fastball. I could get you. Here's his chance.
And 2 on 102. Swing that time on 104. Fans oohing and eyeing as they show the pitch speed readout on the board. Guessing Aroldis won't do it. Man, if he flipped one up there at about 78 miles an hour.
He threw at least one changeup in his outing the other day against the Brewers.
Well, yeah, 91.
89, yeah. Yeah, like an ephus kind of pitch. That would be a lot of fun.
Something to get on the scouting report, right? Contreras wants some high heat. Well, now with a 3-run lead, I almost wonder if Chapman's basically saying to Phillips, I'm just going to keep firing fastballs to see if he can hit it. No trickery involved. Let's go. You against me. Nope. Calling for the slider. So much for that theory. Chapman will pick it up. 1 away. Phillips probably find him around the batting cage tomorrow and go, come on, man.
Well, that's it.
A slider?
Yeah, he'll say, hey, you had to throw a slider to get me. Sooner or later, I would have gotten your heater.
And Aroldis can respond with, I'm a pitcher, not a thrower.
And yeah, and you did make a right turn, by the way. Always fun for these left-handed hitters to stand in there against Chapman.
Don't you think of Randy Johnson against Larry Walker or John Kruk? I think it was Krucky, right, in the All-Star game?
Yeah, there might have been some hijinks with both those guys. Turn the helmet around backwards and look right in. Look out.
That ball went through the mitt. I mean, it's still stuck in the mitt. Shepler saying it hit him?
Yes, that was timing that ball hit him. Mike Estabrook claiming otherwise. I don't think Estabrook can get any help here. I doubt that any of the base umpires saw anything differently. If he got him, it just grazed him on the way by. Normally an umpire is going to react to what he hears there. I'm going to put the headset on. I don't know if they're going to be able to see anything here.
If you're Brian Price, it's worth a shot.
Little ruffle of material there on the way by. I couldn't tell for sure.
Was that wind?
And if you're Shepler after that heater up and in like that, you're like, let's just go to first base, all right?
Forsythe Technology replay review.
You're not going to try to play macho here and go, no, I want to hang in there and swing.
He's like, I want this plate appearance to end one way or the other. So please send me to first. Assuming this is not going to be a hit by pitch. This is where you throw that 68-mile-an-hour breaking ball here, and Shepler falls down. Throw it at his shoulder, and it breaks over the plate. Seriousness, I don't think Aroldis has slow in his repertoire. Right? I mean, like the slowest pitch he throws is 89. Which is Kyle Hendricks' fastball at its best.
Yeah, that bat will continue. No hit by pitch.
We always say 2-0 is to the hitter's favor. Doesn't feel like it though here, does it? Look at the location of those first two pitches. Shepler's not really sure where this next one's going.
Yeah, he's probably in take mode. Yeah.
Pitch walk now. A pinch hitter, Tony Renda.
No relation to Joe Randa.
I was going to say Joe Randa was a Red at some point, right? I think when Brian Price told him he was going to pinch hit, he said, "Help me, Renda."
I imagine he did.
Only team in the National League on a pinch hit home run. guy wants to celebrate a win and head home on a school night. Runner takes off. Contreras will not make a throw. No steal for Schebler.
I'd give him a steal.
Me too.
In a 3-run ball game.
Two and two.
Remember old school up there with no batting gloves.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. Barnhart will bat right-handed.
This is his weaker side, a 270 hitter, left-handed, 215 from the right side.
Will be pitch number 20 for Chapman. 1-2.
Chapman, his stuff is so good. He's so dominating when he gives up the hit. It really gets your attention. Whoop. He's throwing 104 miles per hour, and he's long, gets great extension, so the perceived velocity is even a little bit quicker.
Jesus on deck, presenting the tying run. Swing and a miss. Cubs win. Cubs win as they come back late. 5 runs in the 7th and the 8th. And they beat the Reds 5-2.
Yeah, for much of the night, Cubs bats really quiet against the youngster Adelman, but a nice rally late in the ball game, hitting for some power, 3 long balls. Jason Hamill, another really good start here in his home ballpark. So 7-0 for Hamill now here at Wrigley since the All-Star break, and 10-1 overall for the year. 15-9 on the season now for Jason.
Benny's Toast of the Game, brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot, the official champagne provider The Chicago Cubs. Jason Hamill got the win tonight. He was down for pretty much his entire outing.
He was able to hang in there, go 7 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 6. Cubs continue their dominance over the Reds.
Let's send it down to Kelly Crow.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. A big 7th inning, Dexter. You watched Russell Contreras go deep, but walk us through your at-bat with Coughlin on second and 2 outs there.
We're just trying to hit something hard. You know, sometimes in those situations you try to get too big and just try to stay in the middle of the field.
Well, the magic number for this team is now down to 5 in terms of clinching home field advantage. Are guys talking about that? How important is that as a next goal to cross off?
I don't think guys are talking about it. I know we just want to win games, and you know, we're marking them off, and the quicker we get to 100, the quicker the better we'll be.
All right, well, you mentioned Jay Hay, a big game from him, but I know Madden mentioned having talked to all the hitters this afternoon. What is the focus for the team and you individually over the next couple weeks?
Just work on things. Just work on things. You know, try to go out and grind out ABs, and that's what we've been doing. You know, it's about a process, and we're working on that process.
And the next thing is 100, though, as quick as you can, huh?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that's our next goal. I don't care how it happens. We just need to get there.
All right, Dexter, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Guys, there you have it, 100 wins. They're not too far off at this point.
No, you're right. 95 and 55, Kelly. So the Cubs need to go 5 and 7. I think I got that right. Yeah, 5 and 7 of their final 12.
Would that be the first time since 1935?
Yep.
To get to 100 wins.
It's been a while. Nice work tonight, JD. And join us tomorrow, 6:30 for our coverage here on CSN for Game 2. More to come. Blue Cross Blue Shield post-game live right around the corner. Final score once again. Cubs 5, Reds 2.